Good evening, Congress. Can I get your attention, please, everybody? Good evening, Congress. Welcome to our third international supper here at Co-op Congress and sponsored 3 times in a row. Can we hear loud and clear our support for Central Co-op? I'm looking at Jenny now from the National Members Council at Co-op Group. Jenny would say to me, Rose, we used to have international guests at Congress. And I'd say, Jenny, I've only just started. Can I just get one Congress out of the way? Rose, we need to have international guests. So we had our international supper, and in the very first year, we had 2 international guests. Second year, last year, we had 14 international guests. This year at Congress, 150 international guests and counting. So to welcome you all to the city, the town of Rochdale, I'd like to invite the leader for Rochdale Council, Neil Emmett, to come and welcome you all.
Good evening, everybody. And for me, personally, it's always a source of pride that when we have the international cooperative movement here in Rochdale, that I can always say, welcome home, because it was here. It was here in this very town where you've all been this afternoon at Toad Lane in 1844, when the modern cooperative movement was founded by the Rochdale pioneers. So I want to welcome all the delegates to our lovely refurbished town hall, and I understand that more than 500 representatives have come here today. I also understand that this is the largest event we've held here since the refurbishment, and I'm sure you'll agree what a fitting building it is to hold such a prestigious event in. The Town Hall is one of the jewels in our borough's crown, and it's great to see delegates from all across the world, from Argentina to Sri Lanka, from South Africa to Armenia, everybody gathered here to celebrate the cooperative movement. I'd like to give a special welcome to Dr. Ariel Guarco, who is the president of the International Cooperative Alliance. And if I can crave your indulgence, I'd like to welcome Dr. Guarco in his native tongue.
Señor Presidente, para mí, como líder del municipio de Rochdale, es un gran placer que nos honra con su presencia y ojalá que tenga una muy buena experiencia aquí con nosotros en Rochdale.
We know that Rochdale is the birthplace of the modern cooperative movement, and it is something that we're very proud of here. The values that the original pioneers held dear can be seen exhibited every day across our borough. Indeed, the cooperative DNA is in our blood. From those pioneers in 1844, then through to 1973, when Rochdale at the Clover Hall social housing estate had the first tenants cooperative in the UK, right up to this present day, when we're proud to say that one of the largest employers on Kingsway Industrial Park is in fact the Danish Crown Cooperative from Denmark. So, I'm really pleased that this global celebration taking place in the United Nations International Year of Cooperatives, is being held here. This conference is also being held in the year that Rochdale is the Greater Manchester Town of Culture. And we're very proud Thank you. The people are not being paid to clap, you know, so we're very proud of our rich cultural history and our unique heritage here in Rochdale. And we like to shout about it. So such a high-profile event such as this helps get that message out that Rochdale Borough has a lot to offer. So I'm not going to say much more other than to say enjoy the food and hope that you'll have a very successful conference and that you'll enjoy your stay here in Rochdale, the birthplace of the co-op movement. Thank you.
Thank you, Neil, and thank you for everything you do for the cooperative movement here in Greater Manchester. So, as well as being the Chief Executive of Cooperatives UK, I am delighted to say that I am one of the newer board members on the International Cooperative Alliance, and I was formerly, thank you. I was formally inaugurated in November of last year, and then Ariel told me, we have a gift for you. You can hold the General Assembly in Manchester. Thank you for that gift, Ariel. Thank you. But Ariel has been such a huge support from the day I arrived. He's been incredibly welcoming, and he's doing an absolutely brilliant job of galvanising this movement on a worldwide basis. So please put your heartfelt hands together for Dr. Ariel Guaco, El Presidente.
Honorable Mayor of Rochdale, thank you for your kind words. Dear friends at Cooperative UK, fellow cooperators from across the globe, it is both an honor and a responsibility to stand before you today on the eve of the International Day of Cooperatives here in Rochdale, the birthplace of the modern cooperative movement. As we commemorate these days in the context of the United Nations International Year of Cooperatives, we are called not only to celebrate our accomplishments, but to reflect profoundly on our roots and, even more crucially, on our future. The values that shaped our movement in 1844, self-help, democracy, equality, equity, and solidarity, emerged in a time of deep disruption and inequality. They remain just as relevant, perhaps even more so, in today's rapidly evolving global context. For while the world around us has changed in ways once unimaginable, the cooperative idea endures that people, when united by shared purpose and guided by principles, can shape their own destinies. Yet, we cannot ignore the storm cloud gathering on the horizon. In some circumstances, we are witnesses a retreat from solidarity, a frame of the long-standing, although sometimes imperfect, partnership between governments and citizens working towards inclusive development. Cooperatives, by their very nature, are pillars of civil society. We are living expression of democracy. We give voice to our communities and uphold the principles of participatory governance. When civic space contracts, we are relegated to the margins. And when democratic norms begin to fray, the very environment in which cooperatives are able to grow and flourish is threatened. There is not a mere political crisis. It is a human one, and it is a moment that calls for a clear, courageous, and united response from the cooperative movement. Our response must begin with a reaffirmation of who we are, by reaffirming our identity. We are not simple enterprises. We are communities of people, millions of us, working collectively for mutual benefit, for meaningful impact at the local level, and for lasting transformation on a global scale. We are rooted in our localities, which grant us trust and legitimacy, and we are connected globally, which grants us strength and reach. In the face of retreat, we do not stand still, we advance. In the face of division, we build bridges, and in the face of despair, we nurture hope. Where others seek to centralize power, we distribute it. Where others pursue profit at any cost, we prioritize people and planet. And where others reduce development to a transaction, we pursue it as a transformation, anchored in dignity, equity, and participation. This moment calls us not only to resist, but to propose. Along this path, we embrace the United Nations calls to governments around the world to build a better future through the cooperative model. From this meaningful vantage point, we proudly affirm that our model carries a proven legacy spanning 2 centuries, delivering inclusive and sustainable solutions in communities across the globe. Yet, to truly consolidate and expand its impact, we require a stronger mechanism to propel it forward, such as the Fund for International Cooperative Development, Fund Co-op. We speak here of instruments capable of accelerating our progress through social, economic, and political cooperation tools that can help strengthen fragile democracies, support post-conflict societies, and reach those regions at risk of being left behind. And I say to you, this is not the task of a select few. It is the shared responsibility of us all. Dear friends, in a world that is turning inward, let us look outward. In a world growing cynical, let us remain hopeful. And in a world where democracy is in retreat, let us be its most steadfast champions. Cooperatives were created to meet the needs of people when no one else would. That calling remains unchanged. Indeed, it is more urgent than ever. So, let's move forward together with clarity, with courage, and with conviction. Thank you, and happy International Day of Cooperatives.
Okay, my next speaker needs little introduction from many of you in the UK because she's an absolute figurehead of the cooperative movement here in the UK, but internationally as well, Vice President of Euro, Co-op, and actually founding director of the new Fund for International Cooperative Development, and a really important participant in the International Cooperative Working Group. So I'm absolutely delighted to welcome to the stage the powerhouse, the Chief Executive of Central Co-op. It's Debbie Robinson.
My gosh, can we bottle this, please? What is happening today and this evening is absolutely extraordinary. And I don't come here alone. I come here with Shakira and I come here with John. And they are more than capable of speaking for themselves, so I'm not going to do that. But I am going to welcome you all here to Congress's International Supper. And I am going to thank Co-operatives UK for pulling together the most extraordinary congress I have ever experienced. And I really mean that. There's a window just up there. And we had our Malawi Partnership presentation up there earlier today, so we could see all of you sitting in the chairs, focusing on the fantastic presentations that were taking place. What an absolute source of inspiration. I also want to thank Rochdale for keeping alive the spirit of cooperation in the most extraordinary way. This, for co-operators, is a pilgrimage. It's a pilgrimage that some of us make on a very regular basis. At Central Co-op, we have a president and a board truly rooted in cooperative values and principles, and we run regular coach trips. More regular than any of you would ever imagine. We call them study tours. I think that's for tax reasons. But they are really pilgrimages to the birthplace of cooperation. And I also want to thank Ariel and Jerome from the International Cooperative Alliance. Absolutely. For what feels like renewed energy, what feels like renewed ambition, what feels like a progressive future for cooperation. Much more forward view than rear view than perhaps some of us expect. And that's a line, in fact, that's two lines I've taken from one of our inspirational leaders at Central Co-op. Rear view versus forward view. All of our energy needs to be focused on where we can go with this movement and not just where we have been. When you have a board that is your source of inspiration, motivation, and energy, you can achieve absolutely anything. And our board gave me a clear mandate to go out there and to be more cooperative, more co-op-y, which I think may actually enter the dictionary at some point in the future. And tonight is to celebrate one of the things that we did, which is our Malawi partnership. It's quite audacious. The ambition is to raise Malawi out of poverty. That is a whole country. It's a beautiful country with beautiful people witnessed here today. It's a country that is blessed with fertile soil and the big yellow thing in the sky that shines a bit brighter there than it does here. The results of which are extraordinary quality products that we really appreciate here, from the best rice in the world to macadamia nuts to tea and coffee. And there are many of our suppliers of those products in the room today. And I thank you for helping us to realise this ambition. And I have an ask of each and every one of you that represents a retail co-op, wherever you are in the world, to join our Malawi partnership. And this is all about trade. It's not about handouts or giving someone a fish. It's about working together in collaboration, understanding what is required from the people that are producing extraordinary products for us. It is the future of food security for the cooperative movement to do more trade with co-ops, not always to look for the easy solution, for actually the capitalist solution. And what has inspired me the most about today is to see the power of technology, The fact that the Rochdale pioneers and that their story, their idea spread so fast before social media, before the Internet of Things, it was so bloody good, everybody wanted to be part of it. And that's what we have to be. We need to raise our game, we need to do better each and every day so that people will sit up and take notice, and they will want to follow the pioneers, and let's be the pioneers of today. I have another ask. And as a proud member of the International Cooperative Working Group, we were really keen that we wouldn't just talk, because there's a lot of talking goes on in co-ops, but we'd actually try to really do something. And we have been able to create, with a number of other cooperative societies, including Mid-Counties Co-op, Lincoln Co-op, Cooperative Group, to start a fund for international cooperative development. It's the next step on the fair trade journey, because let's face it, you can get fair trade in Aldi, you can get it in most shops. So the co-op has to step up, it has to show courage, and it has to lead the way. We talk about self-help and self-responsibility, and that's what we're asking you to do. To be responsible, to look at the fund, to consider joining, as we know so many issues that face the globe today, and actually through co-op to co-op trade, by growing the cooperative economy, by increasing economic participation, will actually allow us to educate more and to actually grow the whole of the cooperative movement. So before handing over to Shakira from the Malawi High Commission, I ask each and every one of you to consider, what is it that you can do for your co-op? Much more than what your co-op can do for you. If we can't do it this year, 2025, the United Nations Year of Cooperatives, I don't know when we can. But let's do something really special and say, we were there in Rochdale Town Hall in 2025, creating the future of the cooperative movement. Thank you.
Distinguished delegates, colleagues, and friends, on the behalf of the Malawi High Commission and the Republic of Malawi, I bring to you warm greetings. Muli bwanji. Thank you. In our culture, we say, mumodzi muli mphamvu, which means there is strength in unity. This is not just a proverb. It is our social well-being. It is how we live, how we associate in our communities. And today, this spirit of unity drives the transformation of Malawi's cooperative sector, not merely as a means for economic growth, but as a path for a shared dignity, resilience, and national pride. We are deeply committed to advancing the cooperative development agenda. Malawi's commitment to cooperative is not just symbolic. It is strategic, it is bold, and it's growing every day. Cooperatives sit at the heart of our national agenda, the Malawi 2063, a long-term plan that envisions an inclusively wealthy, self-reliant, and industrialized Malawi. Within this vision, cooperatives are explicitly prioritized under the pillars of agricultural productivity and commercialization and industrialization. The government of Malawi is actively strengthening the legal framework, and just recently, we developed the National Cooperative Development Policy to guide us, to streamline legislation, enhance cooperative education, and to improve access to finance. This policy makes more than regulatory change. It reflects a fundamental shift in how we view cooperatives. No longer are they a welfare tools, we mean business. Today, most cooperatives are primary cooperatives in primary sector, mostly in agriculture, but we would want to move into secondary cooperatives. We want cooperatives that build interlinkages with primary cooperatives to market products and to add value. The government is investing in cooperatives through projects like agricultural commercialization, which is supporting establishment, education, and access to finance of these cooperatives. But we understand there is more to do, and there is a lot. And as Debbie said, we would want to join hands with retailers, with other cooperatives in here. In Malawi, cooperatives are vital to advancing the decent work agenda, especially where formal employment opportunities remain limited. 80% of Malawians are involved in agriculture. We have the largest population in rural areas, and those people have limited opportunities, and cooperatives are essential in making sure that we are creating sustainable livelihoods in those rural areas, ensuring fair prices and wages for their produce, upholding democratic values where every member has a voice and a vote, and most importantly, expanding opportunities to women and youth. Building a better world is not just ideal for us as a country. It is a daily pursuit visible in the lives of our people. Let me share one story. I think you have heard of it, a story of Ntendere Cooperative in Choro, which partnered with Satemwa and Revolver. Today, they are able to bring their products into the UK market. This is what we mean when we say cooperative, when we say linkages. And we are thankful for all this opportunity. Malawi's progress has been greatly strengthened by international cooperation, for which we are deeply grateful. We have learned from and partnered with organizations. Thank you, Central Corp. And we have worked with International Labour Organization, International Cooperative Alliance, and regional partners across Africa. But despite all these gains, there are challenges that we are facing as a country in terms of promoting the development agenda. These include limited access to finance, capacity building, and strengthening the governance structure. That's where we call our partners, our global partners, to support us in technical assistance, in facilitating knowledge exchange, and promoting trade linkages. We work on partners based on shared purposes and mutual respect. Partnerships that empowers Malawi's cooperative ecosystem to be enterprise-led, gender equal, and community-owned. Together, we can build a model for sustainable development, not only in Malawi, but across Africa. Let me close with this. Malawi's cooperatives are not yet where we want it to be, but we know we are headed in the right direction. We are building a cooperation ecosystem that is enterprise-led, that is gender equal, and community-owned. To our partners, work with us. invest with us, innovate with us. Let us build a world that doesn't just grow. Let us build a world that grows together. Thank you so much. Now I invite Johnny from Mafego.
Thank you very much. It is always tough to speak when eloquent speakers have spoken, like Dr. Ariel, Dr. Abby, and my sister here. But I will still have something to share with you. In cooperatives, we have a slogan, and that slogan, I have seen it being actualized here, because here is the big family of cooperatives. So before I start speaking, I will say cooperatives, and then you answer happy family. And when I say happy family, you say cooperatives. And I can actually realize it in this birthplace of cooperatives. So cooperatives,
Happy family.
happy family.
Cooperatives.
Yes. My name is John Mlangeni. I come from Malawi Federation of Cooperatives, which is the national apex body of cooperatives in the country. In Malawi, as my sister has said, the cooperatives are organized in a three-tier system. We have primary cooperatives, and then we have the secondary cooperatives, and us from the apex organization. I want to say that we were fortunate to have an opportunity to see and actualize the cooperative principles, because our Malawian partnership is based on the sixth principle: cooperation amongst cooperatives. And that could not have been done on our own, but we thank Central Coop, UK Cooperative College, and the cooperative movement in Malawi for coming together to start a partnership and not a project. On a project, the initiator of the project gives you direction, allows you to use his ideology to achieve their own agenda. But in a partnership, we come and sit together and share ideas and discuss to find the best solution in a mutual understanding. Hence, our Malawi partnership. As Debbie has said, Malawi is blessed with soils that are fertile, and various crops can grow, but the challenge has always been the market. Hence, our Malawi partnership has created an opportunity for 4 value chains. These are tea, coffee, macadamia, and rice. These are grown by smallholder farmers who belong to cooperatives. But sometimes their energy to grow more, to increase productivity, is challenged when they are not assured of a market. Hence, the coming of our Malawi partnership has started raising hope and encouragement to the movement in Malawi. I know and I'm aware that when you visit some of the offices where cooperatives are, you will find that on their walls, they have put and labeled the cooperative principles. They've put the values of the cooperative principles, but they remain on the wall. Time has come that we should walk the talk of our principles. Time has come where we can be able to share the benefits for the smallholder farmers that sweat in the fields of Malawi, to have the opportunity to eat the sweat of their sweat. When you buy their products, you will be supporting the smallholder farmers. You will be creating an opportunity for our country to earn forex. You will be helping improve livelihood, and you will be helping us to improve the social and economic status of the Malawians, who are ranked amongst the most poorest countries in the world. My brothers, fellow cooperators, let us walk the talk of the sixth principle. Let us walk the talk of the values of solidarity, because together we can work and achieve. We don't want aid. We want you to open doors so that products from Malawi can be traded in your shops, in your countries. Through that, we will be creating everybody to be part and parcel of wealth creation than to depend on begging. We don't want to beg. Debbie has said, we would rather be trained how to fish than to be given fish. Here we stand pleading with fellow cooperators from all other countries, especially the UK, to come to Malawi, to be part of this partnership. We also want to appreciate that the cooperative movement in Europe has already started to think of the International Fund for Cooperatives. It is not only Malawi that needs to be assisted. Fellow African countries also need to be assisted. There are people from Tanzania here who have good cashew nuts. There are people from other parts of Africa who also have better products that can help this country, that can help our country. The goodness is through the project, through this partnership, cooperatives in Malawi are being capacitated to produce things that are healthy. We promote usage of organic fertilizers. That was not possible had it not been for Central Crop to fund and assist us in capacity building. When it talks about gender mainstreaming, we have seen women taking up leadership positions, which was not the case. We've seen youth trying to embrace agriculture. Mostly, youth were not interested in agriculture, but through the cooperative approach, we've seen more youth coming in to learn about cooperatives and to be prepared to work as cooperators. Let us walk the talk of our sixth principle, cooperation amongst cooperatives, and let us stand in solidarity. Thank you very much.
So if John wasn't clear enough, let me be clear. If every co-op in the land stocked nuts, rice, coffee from Malawi, we will take Malawi out of poverty. That's the kind of strategic thinking we need, and we need you behind it. You should find on your table some products from Coffee Co-op Revolver. There'll be some either teas or coffee boxes on your table. If they're not, it's because they've already been taken. We will get some more out to you, but I can assure you it is real quality products. And as they say, this is about not the handouts, this is about trading out of poverty. So, our final guest for this evening, I'd like to welcome to the stage now Amor-Nizar Zawabi, who's the Artistic Director of the Herds. So, I know there's been a lot going on. There's been a very lot going on. I know you've had packed schedules in Manchester over the past week. But for those of you that were in Manchester around Cathedral Gardens last night, around 6 or 7 o'clock, you might have seen something quite unusual. Let's just have a little clip of what you might have seen.
We've got the life-size animal puppets crossing the globe. They're highlighting the damage done by climate change.
D'un projet de théâtre
pays jusqu'au cercle arctique.
following animals forced to flee their homes.
So, Amor, we've been talking today about the power of art to tell stories, and as the artistic director of the Herds, tell us the story.
Well, the Herd started from a will to engage with the climate crisis. We all know it's happening. Everybody knows the data. We know the science. But we felt as artists that we're not given an emotional hook. We're not given an experience. And as an artist, that was what led me and then our company to start engaging with the story. The story is very simple. Somewhere in the Congo Basin, some animals lifted their heads and started running because something is acutely wrong in the system. They're fleeing something that they feel before us. Way before we have been propelled to movement, they are already in movement. And this small group of animals then is joined by more and more and more, and we created a big migration now taking over cities. We've done 20 cities almost so far, and we started in the Congo Basin. We're ending in the Arctic Circle, so there's another month of big events to come. But that's basically the idea, and in each place we're creating workshops where we teach puppetry, we teach puppeteers how to puppeteer. In Manchester, we're humbled and blessed to be joined by more than 100 local puppeteers. And from southern Spain, we have also have a young company that's working with us, and they are 42 people from all over the world, from 19 countries. And they're traveling with us the whole route from Spain until the Arctic. So it's a very, very big project, very almost ridiculous in its size. And logistically, it's complicated. Nothing that supply chains like you don't understand. But for us as artists, it's a complicated logistical effort. But it is about collaboration. That's what's at the heart of it.
Absolutely. When you say it's a complicated logistics, you were supposed to be in Piccadilly yesterday, weren't you, originally? And I got I get many odd messages, but the best one I've had this week was the giraffes are too tall for the tram lines. We're moving to Cathedral Gardens. But we were absolutely honoured that you came to Manchester and to open the Manchester International Festival and to share this story of migration and the idea that the animal instinct, something's not quite right. But then why Rochdale? Because it was like almost perfect for us. The animals marched in Hayward today.
Well, we ran back from Hayward now, so I'm still wet from walking in the rain. We believe it's important to take art to places where art is not the first thing that happens, or you think it won't happen there. The event in Hayward was really, really special for us. I hope that it was special for the people in Hayward. It's important to engage with society as a whole. I don't think of Hayward any differently than Centre Manchester. There's people, there's audience, there's engaged audience, and in many cases, change doesn't happen where you think it happens. It happens on the periphery. It happens where people are more open and susceptible to change their lives, to change the way they think. And as artists, we will speak to anyone. It's not... Part of the reason why, as a company, we have left the black box, the theaters, is we started feeling that it's the same kind of audience that we meet. We're creating public art in vast scale. and it's free and it's accessible for everyone, and that's what we are trying to achieve. We're trying to achieve high cutting edge, high quality art that is out there in the streets and has a message, has an emotional impact, and has a proposition. We don't have the answers. We're not politicians, thank God. We're artists, and we just have a question or a proposition or an emotional impact to create in the streets, and that is for everyone. Doesn't matter your background, doesn't matter your creed. We're blind to color or any preferences. People are people, and that's what we believe in, and that's our audience.
And so how many puppets did you have in Manchester? And then, therefore, how many puppeteers did you need to train?
In Manchester, I think we're about 75 puppets in total. Most of the puppets are operated by 3 puppeteers. Some of the puppets are operated by 1. The vervet monkeys, the small monkeys, the gazellas. Some of the puppets need 5, like our big elephant. So it's a mix. I think we have 160 people puppeteering in total.
And they were all volunteers from Manchester. Was it, yeah, easy?
42 of them came with us, so they come from all over the world, but the rest are from Manchester.
Fantastic. So you're also bringing people together in ways. I'm sure that there's plenty of stories to be told over the next couple of weeks about their experience of coming together and trying to affect change.
I think, I'm like all artists, we are vain. In my vanity, when I was designing this, I was designing big spectacle happening in the center of big cities. But actually, the true magic happens in the meetings of hundreds of people that are exchanging generosity. And I know this is maybe part of what is interesting in the way you're thinking of the world is it's a very collaborative process. People come together, they give us a lot of energy, a lot of seriousness, a lot of commitment, and time. And time is an expensive thing in today's world. To learn a new skill, but also to perform in their city, also to engage with a message, with a political agenda. And the agenda is not shy. We want to change the world. We want to create a world that cares. I think that the main thing that is common between what you do and what we are trying to do is we are both battling indifference. We're trying to scratch or crack indifference and think differently about a world, a better world. And it's really, really humbling to see that people can come and spend time together and work very hard. We're very demanding. Puppetry is a painful art form. But people take it seriously and are willing to give us their time and their sweat. And I think that's what people on the streets also recognize and fall in love with, is the fact that there's lots of people, from all ages, from all backgrounds, working together to achieve a moment of magic. And it's like a collective soap bubble that is very fragile and is about to burst in any moment and is kept shining and glistening in the rain today and in the sun yesterday just because of the collective effort of everyone.
And for those that missed you in Manchester and Rochdale, what is the next city that you're going to?
Well, in the UK, we only have one event left, which is in Pennington Flash tomorrow in Wigan, where the animals will be hiding in nature, and people are welcome to try and find them. And then our next city is Aarhus in Denmark, and then Copenhagen, Stockholm, Trondheim, and Cap Nord, which is the end.
Wow. Well, you must be absolutely shattered, Amor, so we're not going to keep you, but thank you for what you're doing to try and connect people. It's incredible. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. Thank you.
So the only thing I've got left to say is don't stay up too late tonight because we've got a packed schedule tomorrow. So we expect to see you here promptly at 9:30. But other than that, have a dance, have a drink and enjoy the rest of your evening. Thank you.